Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the podcast. The podcast does not have a name at the moment. It is a free-flowing form of conversation of just Hawaiian Spider himself and nobody else for the moment. That may be subject to change. We'll just see how this goes. I get a lot of inspiration from Joe Rogan. There was a podcast that I had a couple years ago that was relatively successful, had a few hundred downloads a month, but nothing extremely important, nothing that really blew up. And at the time, I was sort of attempting for that kind of podcast to come out. I wanted to be the next Joe Rogan.
You don't mind being filmed, do you?
No, what the fuck? It's pretty innovative there.
Yeah, it's something for right now.
Is it recording right now?
Yes, it is.
How long do you think that'll last?
Quite a bit.
Like battery-wise?
That'll be the killer. Definitely not the memory.
See, the reason why some of the biggest podcasts out there do so well is because they're passionate about it. It's something that they like to do. They just started doing it without any intention of it growing to the size that they are now. And when it did, it came as a surprise. They didn't try to chase the money. The money chased them because they didn't desire it.
Race the train! No, you're not.
July 12th, 2018, here in the United States of America. Being a citizen of the United States, it's a little weird these days. There's a lot of interesting social changes happening. People are becoming more polarized on both sides. It seems like we're working our way ever deeper into this gridlock nation when it comes to progress. The world has become too politicized. People are hooked to media. And nobody is really standing out and saying much about it. I quit Facebook about a week ago. I'm pretty happy I did that. One thing that I noticed that changed whenever I quit Facebook was I still had this thought in my mind that I wanted to post something. Like I would think of something when I was out doing an activity, working, heard something funny, and the immediate thought that would go through my mind was that would be a funny
No way.
post.
See how long she is.
Right there.
Oh, that's the end.
Yeah.
It's weird. Oh, there's a hobo.
Well, maybe we can work.
Totally a hobo.
Think? I was gonna want to be a hobo. It's not even a joke.
Oh, I wanted to do that too.
You know what I mean? Just like.
Have you ever hopped on a train?
No.
Yeah, I've done that before.
See, I've always wanted to. You just get on and just cruise.
Down to my house.
No, I think it's
Is that a hobo?
I was definitely before you. gotta adjust the fucking seat. It like shifted on me the other day,
Oh, wait.
and I just like tightened it.
Yeah. Whenever you loosen it up, you can move the seat around.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, that looks uncomfortable.
Hurts. I think it's cutting off circulation to my hamstrings.
Do you have,
I didn't bring my tools with me.
get it out.
Oh well, what are you gonna do? Sure as that guy.
Clear. Yeah, it's weird. All right.
Since it is the month of July, the Tour de France has been going on. Today is stage 6 in the tour. See, I really enjoy the sport of cycling. It's very difficult on your mental capabilities and on your physical capabilities. And mentally, you need to be strong to make it through a 40, 50, 60 mile race. In their instances, we're talking 60 to 120 miles in a day on a bicycle. 120 miles on a bicycle in one day. And then getting up the next day and doing that again. And again. And again. For 21 days. That's the hardcore nuts and bolts of what makes the Tour de France such a ridiculous race. In 2018, it marks the 105th year that the Tour de France has been going on for. First American to win the Tour de France was Greg LeMond. It was in the 80s. There was a lot of really interesting things happening in cycling technology back then. A lot of trends that ended up dying out today, mainly due to being banned for safety reasons. Pretty much about it. Safety reasons. Not really an unfair advantage. It's not changing the bike in any way. Oh yeah, they had these wheels. There were 4 spokes. And sometimes they would just shred themselves to pieces while they were riding. Real fast down hills. So you have your wheel explode. So you're wrecking. There's shrapnel flying off from your carbon fiber, potentially hitting people, stabbing people in the eye. Just not a good thing to have racing around. But it's great. It's hilarious. Well, Peter Sagan has won 2 of the stages. I'm on a website right now, latour.fr. It's probably the Tour de France main page. So apparently, stage 6 today. We have Van Avermaet. Blah, blah. Let me get his name here. Greg Van Avermaet. He's on the BMC team. And he is yellow jersey tomorrow. Congratulations. He has won stage 6 of the Tour de France. Peter Sagan, world champion, winner of 2 stages in the Tour de France, has number 2. Be running the green jersey tomorrow. The best climber, we've got Tom Skujins. Awesome. He is the best climber of the day. King of the mountain. KOMs. And from there, I don't really know what the rest of this is. So I'm just gonna move on from there. Cycling is a cool sport. It's not for everyone, but I enjoy it. But that's why there's different hobbies for different people. I hope that this introductory podcast of the podcast is enough to enlighten some of you about the sports of Tour de France and everything else I talked about. This is Hawaiian Spider. Welcome to the Hawaiian Spider channel. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. We're gonna send a message.